guys, welcome back to the channel. Now as you can see, I've got a little more room here in the garage. The silver car is gone. I sold it this morning. I ended up getting $6,000 for it, just what I was wanting to get. The new owner was happy with it. I think the price was good for him. It was good for me. It worked out, so I really hope he enjoys the car. It's only going to be a couple hours away from here down in Nashville, Tennessee. So you may see it driving around down there if you're ever in that area. But in today's video, I'm actually going to move over to my '88 CRX. Now, I've been talking about this thing for a while, and I've actually got some trailing arms down here that I've got to put on it. Well, actually, I've moved them over here. I've got some trailing arms I want to put on the car to actually get these wheels put on the car, because the fitment of these will not fit up with the DA trailing arms that are on the back of that car. So I'm going to jump right into it, try to get these trailing arms pulled off, and put the new ones on, and hopefully pretty soon get these wheels installed on the car. Okay, if you look closely, you can see that the one on the left is actually about a ½ inch shorter than the one on the right. So the one on the right is the DA trailing arm that I've had on my car, and the one on the left is the 90 to 91 Civic or CRX Si one. So it's going to put the hub back about a ½ inch, which will allow me to run the more aggressive offset. Okay, with the driver's side done, we're gonna move over here to the passenger side. We're just gonna do the exact same thing. Get this trailing arm pulled off, swap the toe adjustment arm in the front here, and then get the new one put on. Okay, here's our new trailing arm. I'm gonna get this toe adjustment arm put on. Alright, I got both rear trailing arms put on, and I got the toe adjustments put on, but I can tell just by eyeballing it that the alignment is off pretty bad on both of them now. Those DA trailing arms require different toe and camber adjustments, so even though I matched up the arms to the same length, and I actually didn't even adjust the camber arm on this one, it's off. So I'm going to try to eyeball it and get it a little bit closer, that way I can at least drive it to the alignment shop to get it aligned without tearing up the tires. So I'm going to go ahead and knock that out, and then we're going to move on to something else I've got in store for this. Okay, now that I got the car all up on jack stands, the next thing I'm going to move to is going to be the shifter. So whenever I did the B16 swap, I bought innovative shift linkage, the EF B series shift linkage, and it did not come with the bushing. So I actually found some spare like polyurethane bushings, and I ended up cutting one out and using it as a bushing on the actual transmission where the stabilizer bar goes. And I think that's contributing a little bit of extra play in my shifter. Also the short shifter has a little bit of a clinking noise, so I think the actual bushing at the bottom of the shifter, the bearing, is a little loose, and those washers are a little loose because it doesn't feel real tight, and it's just not a real good feel whenever you're going to shift. Okay, here's the shifter. If you listen closely, you can hear some clinking. Just kind of loose feeling. So I'm going to go underneath the car and take a look and see if there's something at the actual bottom of the shifter that I can tighten up to get rid of that clinking. And I'm also going to replace that bushing in the front with a new energy suspension bushing. Okay, here's the part I'm talking about. This is actually an energy suspension brand, Honda transmission bushing is what they call it. The part number is 16.1101G. So what it comes with is the bottom of the shifter bushing, as well as the bushing that goes up at the stabilizer bar at the transmission. So this is what I did not have. I actually have one of these. This one will work across D series and B series, but the B series front bushing is larger. It's a completely different style than the D series shifter. It's a different size and everything. So we're gonna get the one that I've makeshift work out and get this one put in. It's gonna hold up a lot better. I think it's gonna be a better feel on the shifter. Okay, what we're looking at here is the bottom of the actual shifter. This is the innovative shift linkage, the EFB series shift linkage. That's why it's red. Now it has a lock nut here on the bottom of the shifter that you're supposed to tighten down, but you don't want to tighten it too tight because it'll put pressure on the shifter and make your shifts too tight. So I left it a little bit loose to make the shifts really smooth and easy, but when I did that, I left a little too much play here. There's a little bit of a space between the lock nut and the shifter, causing that loose feeling. So I'm going to take this Allen head bolt and then this 13mm nut and tighten it up just a little bit. Just snug it up and get rid of that extra play. Alright, that was perfect. Didn't take much, but it got rid of that extra play here. So let's move to the front and get this bushing swapped out. Alright, here is the front of the stabilizer bar. You can already see that this bar is supposed to sit on this bushing right here. Well, this is my little makeshift bushing. Obviously it's not working. This thing, look at that, it's not even attached. So the bushing is supposed to actually go into here and the washer hold that on. Well, my makeshift bushing is not the right size. It slid right off of there. So let's get this pulled off. What I ended up doing was cutting an existing bushing that I had and sandwiching them together. It did not work. Actually, it worked temporarily, but it definitely wasn't something I needed to leave in there as long as I did. So now we'll get this energy suspension bushing pushed into here and then get it put on. Much better. Alright, now that we've got that new bushing on, let's listen to this shifter now. Still a little bit of noise, but nothing like it was. It does feel a whole lot better. Yep, feels a lot better. I'm glad we got it done. Alright, there's two projects complete on the 88 CRX. Now the trailing arms are something you guys have already seen before. I've shown that in previous videos, pulling trailing arms off, working on the brakes and things like that. But that's something that I really had to get done. That way I can actually use these wheels up here. I've been itching to get these wheels put on, but before I do, I had to swap those trailing arms out to allow clearance. Now that that's done, I can actually start pulling these wheels down, cleaning out the barrels, sanding it down. I'm going to throw a coat of paint inside of there because in a previous video I showed you that they aren't in the greatest condition inside there. These have been repainted. but they didn't do a good job in the barrel. So you can see through the wheel into the barrel, so that's something that I'm going to take care of before I put them on the car. I don't want to put them on the car and then you look down in there and see all this, you know, the paint stripper has stripped off some of the paint, not other parts. So I want to clean that up. And now that I've got the shifter bushings replaced in there and I've actually got the right bushing in there, that shifter feels 10 times better. When I take it down the road, I'm sure it's going to shift a lot smoother and not have that loose feeling that it's got. There's one more thing I want to show you guys before we go, and it's something I've been working on. If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably already seen this, but if you don't, I'm going to leave a link down in the description below. It's just CRX Si on Instagram. But I'm looking to make OEM type of replacement rear garnish stickers. Now the rear garnish stickers are available on eBay as like a straight vinyl cutout. But what I've got here, like the OEM style, is a clear vinyl with a specific die cut pattern. And it's actually a silver paint printed on there, or silver ink. I'm not sure if it's paint or ink, whatever. But I've had these made here. It's a die cut sticker. It's a clear vinyl cutout with a silver print on top, and it matches the OEM sticker. I have yet to put one on a garnish yet. I plan on doing that here real soon, but I'm going to have these available here in the next couple weeks for $35 shipped. If that's something that you're interested in, shoot me a message over on Instagram, and I'm going to work to get a store up, or just take some PayPal payments and get these sent out, because I know a lot of people have been looking for something a little more OEM style than those straight vinyl cuts you can get off of eBay or have anybody with a vinyl cutter do. I'm transitioning from that silver 89 over to like my 88, and then pretty soon I'm going to jump over into the old 88, or the newest one to me, and really start tearing into it, because it's going to require a lot of extra work. So stay tuned for the next one, and I'll see you next time.